It was a Saturday afternoon like any other in Philadelphia. Families were going about their weekend routines, enjoying the mild winter weather. The sky was clear, the air crisp. Then, at 1:14 p.m., a deafening roar ripped through the air, instantly transforming an ordinary day into a scene of unimaginable horror. A Learjet 55 air ambulance, tail number N452PK, had crashed onto Bustleton Avenue just moments after taking off from Northeast Philadelphia Airport. The impact shook houses blocks away, sending residents rushing to their windows to witness a scene of chaos and devastation. A plume of thick black smoke billowed into the sky, visible for miles. Debris from the shattered aircraft was scattered across the busy street, a grim testament to the force of the impact. The air was thick with the acrid smell of jet fuel and smoke, a haunting reminder of the tragedy that had unfolded. The normalcy of the day had been shattered, replaced by a sense of shock and disbelief. As sirens wailed in the distance, a city held its breath, struggling to comprehend the magnitude of the disaster that had befallen it. In the blink of an eye, lives were forever changed, leaving behind a void of unanswered questions and immeasurable grief. The crash of Air Ambulance N452PK would forever be etched in the annals of Philadelphia's history, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the indiscriminate nature of tragedy. The Learjet 55, operated by air ambulance company Jet Sharing Services, had been chartered for a mercy mission. On board were 6 souls, each with their own story, their own hopes and dreams. The youngest passenger, a child, had been receiving specialized medical treatment at a hospital in Philadelphia. Accompanying the child were 5 others, including medical personnel and family members, all bound by their connection to the young patient and their shared hope for a safe return home. They had entrusted their lives to the skilled hands of the flight crew, their hearts filled with a mix of anxiety and anticipation for the journey ahead. The air ambulance had taken off from Toluca International Airport in Mexico days earlier, making a planned stopover in Philadelphia for refueling before continuing on to its final destination. As the plane climbed into the clear afternoon sky above Philadelphia, those on board may have felt a sense of relief, the most challenging leg of their journey seemingly behind them. Little did they know that fate had other plans, that their flight, intended to heal and unite, would end in unimaginable tragedy. In a cruel twist of irony, the very aircraft meant to ferry the sick to safety would become a fiery tomb, their hopes and dreams extinguished in a horrifying instant. Witnesses described the descent of the aircraft as terrifyingly swift. The once graceful Learjet, now a missile of twisted metal, plummeted from the sky, its engines screaming a final, desperate plea. On the ground below, unsuspecting motorists navigated the afternoon traffic, unaware of the impending disaster hurtling towards them. The impact was deafening, a cacophony of crunching metal and exploding fuel that reverberated through the neighborhood. The air ambulance, transformed into a fireball, skidded across Bustleton Avenue, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Cars were crushed, their mangled remains testament to the sheer force of the crash. Homes and businesses lining the street bore the scars of the impact, windows blown out, walls scorched by the intense heat of the blaze. The air was thick with smoke, making it difficult to breathe, adding to the sense of panic and confusion. Amidst the wreckage, a scene of unimaginable chaos unfolded. First responders, their faces grim, raced against time to extinguish the flames and tend to the injured. The smell of jet fuel mingled with the sickening scent of burning rubber and plastic, creating a pungent haze that hung heavy in the air. The air was punctuated by the frantic shouts of rescuers, the anguished cries of witnesses, and the piercing wails of sirens, all converging to create a symphony of despair. In the aftermath of the crash, Bustleton Avenue was transformed into a scene from a nightmare, a stark reminder of the destructive power of unexpected tragedy. In the wake of the tragedy, the community comes together, united in grief and support. Families, friends, and neighbors gather to honor the lives lost and to find solace in one another. The sense of loss is palpable, yet so is the strength of their collective spirit. Together they light candles, share stories, and hold vigils, finding comfort in the shared experience of mourning. As the community mourns, investigators work tirelessly to uncover the truth behind the incident. Authorities comb through evidence, interview witnesses, and piece together the events leading up to that fateful day. The process is meticulous and often slow, but every detail brings them one step closer to understanding what happened. The community watches closely, hoping for answers and justice.